Hello, you wild things out there in vinyl community land. Oh yeah, you make my heart sing. You make everything groovy. Right on. Yes. X marks the spot, right? On a Saturday afternoon. Overcast, but not raining. We've done it, people. On Saturday without rain. And you're here with me to celebrate with some tunes. There's Belinda up there, immortalized for a little while on the Wall of Fame, hanging out with Rick. What an unlikely couple they would have been, right? Late great Rick James. All right. So anyway, folks, I didn't have a Friday Cheers yesterday. I was out on a date night with Patty. You can call her Mrs. MGK, or just call her Patty Cheesecake, whatever. She's a big fan of this comedian, Brett Goldstein. He's a big writer. He's won a couple of Emmys. He's a comedian. Was on that show Ted Lasso. A little like our musical taste, Patty and I. We don't watch a lot of TV shows together these days. Actually, when we first met over 20 years ago, we used to watch Sex and the City, but I can't do that reboot. So Saturday cheers, y'all. All right. Set that down over there. All right, I'm going to shut this down. I don't want to get one of those copyright ding-ding warning thingies, whatever. All right. So we got a couple things to talk about today. I'll spit that out. Yeah, summer's over, but I'm still sporting a t-shirt from the Summer 23 MGK collection. Chilling and grilling, the summer that wasn't, but what the hell. We're heading into winter, and it's New England. So anyway, I won a contest recently on the channel Beatles Dustino. I will put a link to Dustin's channel below, and you can go and check out his latest work. So yeah, he had a contest for 700 subscribers. My name was drawn, and it was a generous $40 gift card, Amazon gift card. So right away, I ended up getting 2 albums for the price of 40 USDs, and that was a good deal. So I'm going to dig right in. And Dustin, thank you again for hosting that contest. It was a lot of fun. 1 and 7 was the theme. Don't ask me what the questions were because it feels like a long time ago, but it wasn't. So that band we were just listening to, of course I said, yes, X marks the spot. Yeah, this is a 12-inch single for Wild Thing that's originally done by the Trogs from the 60s. So X, band from Los Angeles, featuring the vocal stylings of Exene Cervenka, John Doe on bass, DJ Bonebreak on guitar, and DJ Bonebreak on drums, and the great Billy Zoom on lead guitar. Amazing. So John Doe would do co-lead vocals with Exene Cervenka, and she would later become his wife. They were married 1980-85, and then that didn't work out, but they still were able to maintain a professional relationship. And so she married this guy, Viggo Mortensen. If you're a film buff like me, not to sound like a snob, just call it a movie buff. He did a couple of really cool David Cronenberg movies. He's a Canadian filmmaker, does a lot of really weird stuff. And there's a movie called A History of Violence. It was from around 2004, 2005. And Viggo Mortensen is the star. He's been in a number of things. You could go Internet Movie Database, imdb.com, for those of you that don't know it, and look up his filmography. Highly recommend that movie, History of Violence, featuring Viggo Mortensen. But I'm getting off track just because he was married to this chick right here. And that's Exene Cervenka right there from X. And there's Billy Zoom. There's the great John Doe. And there's DJ Bonebreak, the drummer. So yeah, this is their third full length. It's called Under the Big Black Sun. This was released in 82, 83, 82, of course, right there on the Elektra label. And just for giggles here, I should also mention here, it was produced by Ray Manzarek, right? Late great keyboard player for the Doors, of course, and he was also on the Elektra label when he had his time with the Doors. So this is a repress. It's one of those from this Music on Vinyl, it's called. I don't know if that's one of those monthly things you sign up for. I've heard others in the vinyl community mention. I seem to have heard that before, but of course, like I said, I bought this through Amazon. But yeah, it's mentioned, the label on here, you'll see it's got the Elektra logo, but it also says it's got Music on Vinyl here too. So see right here, there it is, and you can see right there below, Music on Vinyl right down there. So yeah, of course, like I said, on Elektra. Some of the tracks on this. I mean, so I should tell the backstory a bit about this, why I bought this. I had I used to record 4 albums from friends, like I'm sure you all did back in the 80s into the 90s, and just make a cassette copy, and so you'd save money on buying it, right? And I had a ton of those, and I used to make a lot of mixtapes too, but I recorded a lot of albums from friends that shared my same musical tastes. And I had a friend in high school, a friend of mine, Paul. He lives in Ottawa. He watches my channel once in a while, but Paul doesn't have a channel, but he had great taste in music. So I borrowed this album from him one time, probably 11th grade. I made a cassette copy. It was with me till our time in Huntington Beach in the, around 2000. We were out there 07 to 2012. And I had all my cassettes in the garage, and they were up stupidly. I put them up in storage when I was painting over the course of a couple of weeks doing some house rental, and they got toasted by the heat, and so I had to toss my cassettes. So then I got thinking about that, and I thought, you know what? I wonder what a repress of this is like. And of course, like that on that cool aqua blue, I guess you call that aqua blue vinyl. I don't go crazy for the colored vinyl. Like you watch my channel, I don't even buy a lot of new albums. I buy a lot of artists that are new to me because I go back in time and I've rediscovered other things, right? So I'm not buying a lot of new music, you know, stuff recorded this year, for example, although there's lots of good stuff out there. I tend to stream a lot of the newer stuff because I listen to a lot of college radio and where I hear a lot of the new stuff. But maybe my New Year's resolution for next year will be to buy more new stuff, new artists, that is. But anyway, back to X. So this one, I mean, oh man, every song on this, I can remember listening to this way back then and just letting it ride right through. Kicks off with The Hungry Wolf. I'm going to record. I'm going to leave a link in the description to a video of that, and you can judge for yourself. Billy Zoom, again, the guitar player, he would do this stance. I don't know if you can see me. He'd just kind of bend the front leg and just leaning into the guitar and not move. I think they just called it the stance. I'm not doing it justice there. That was terrible. But he would do this thing, and you'll see him in the video. And he wouldn't move. Like they'd play like a 50-minute, 1 hour set on stage. He would not move. The guitar would move a bit, but he would just stay in that stance. Real cool dude. Look at that hair, right? So they had punk rock chic, and they were a punk band, new wave, more punk than new wave, I would say. Like I said, coming out of the LA scene, late 70s, early 80s. So again, this is their third full length. A couple more on here you need to look up. Blue Spark, amazing song. Real Child of Hell is excellent. The title track, Under the Big Black Sun, Riding with Mary, and A Motel Room in My Bed. It's all good, man. So again, thank you, Dustin, Beatles, Dustino. That's the first album I bought from the contest winnings. And the second one I got was another one that I had been on my list forever. I just never picked it up. It's the second release from the great Sturgill Simpson. Yes, from Kentucky. This one, 2015 was the original release date on this. His second full length. It's really excellent, and it's called Metamodern Sounds in Country Music. So at the beginning, you hear an elderly man just say, "This is the metamodern sounds of country music." Well, that's his grandfather, and he was an old coal miner from Kentucky, and he's like in his mid to late 80s, and he reads that introduction at the beginning of the album. But when he calls this metamodern sounds in country music, it's really apt title. It's far out. I mean, look at the artwork. It's very psychedelic looking, and the music itself, the guitar work, there's no slide guitar in this. So I should say Sturgill Simpson is the farthest thing from that crappy bro country that passes for country music today. You would think he was just a sidekick of Waylon Jennings, and his voice, it's almost identical to Waylon Jennings, but this is really way more experimental than a Waylon Jennings album. Just, you got to listen to it and see for yourself. Songs like Long White Line, Voices, Living the Dream, and kicks off with a song called Turtles All the Way Down. Really good video for that too. He did make an original music video for that. I still like my music videos like I'm a kid of the 80s. So again, one more I should mention here. He does a cover of a song called The Promise. There was a band in the 80s, a new wave band called When in Rome. My friend Embryonic Robot, that's Brian, you all know him in Toronto. Whenever I was in Toronto visiting my grandparents, I remember in high school because they lived there and I lived about 3 hours away, I'd always listen to this radio station, CFNY, that was modern rock, and it was really, really an excellent station, played music. It was like a college radio station with commercials. Like, it just was really great. Not top 40, And they would play that When in Rome song all the time called The Promise. So Sturgill Simpson, it's a weird pick that he does a cover of that, but you would think he wrote it because it sounds just like his song. It's a beautiful, it was a good song before. He really, really makes it his own here. I mean, when you say someone could take a tune and cover it and make it their own, that is probably, I would put that in the top 5 best cover version. There's another thread I should get going. 5 great cover tunes, right? Anyway, just the ideas, they just spin right out of here. They're this head of mine. But anyway, what are you gonna do? So it's Sturgill Simpson. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna play this again. I've probably listened to this already 3 or 4 times. So this came last Saturday, and then the X album came this past Thursday. So I listened to the X album through. I mean, it wasn't new to me. It just brought back a lot of memories. So I listened to them. I've got them both now. So Dustin over at Beatles Dustino again. I just wanted to make this video when I had them both in hand, and there they are right there. So again, thank you for having that contest. And there he is right there. So you go over there, tell him MGK Boston sent you. Great guy. Look at how happy he is. He's always smiling. If you're into the Beatles, this is your guy here. Next to Matthew Street, this guy, he's all Beatles, man. It's good. All right. What do we got else here? Oh, yes. Oh, there he is. Yeah. Another friend of mine in the vinyl community. There's Greg. He's over there near Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. There's 3 Dimensions of Music is his channel. You can see right down there. And there he is right there. He's having a beer like I'm doing. Cheers, Greg. Right on. All right. So anyway, Greg, he has 3 dimensions of music. I have 1. I have this room. If I was to go and add a second dimension in this house, Patty would have me living on the street. It just wouldn't work out. So anyway, please go check out Greg's channel. The reason I mentioned Greg is because I got this in the mail. Yes, VCLT as we call it here in the vinyl community. I got this on Thursday, Greg, but I was waiting for today because I had my date night last night with Patty. I just didn't have time to do this. Here this goes. All right. Let's see what we got in here. It's always like, it's like a kid at Christmas when this stuff shows up. Right on. So yeah, I've been following Greg's channel for, easily over a year now. Super great guy, super chill. We have a lot of the same stuff in common, a lot of the same music in common, and I'm sure if we were hanging out, we'd have a lot of stuff in common to talk about. He's just that kind of guy, super laid back. Yeah, really cool. And I must say, Greg, I'd hire you in our distribution team. Your packaging, I can't believe how good. Look at that. Robust is the word, is the adjective I would choose to describe this packaging. Indeed. Oh, I'm digging in. Lots of good bubble wrap. I'm a fan. What we got in here? This is almost like All the World's a Stage when I sent Steve that April Wine poster. It's turning into that. It was wrapped so tightly, I thought he was going to have to get a blowtorch out to get that out of there. All right. Oh, wow. All right. So I had commented to Greg on this Pink Floyd Ebb and Flow album, and he was kind enough to send it to me. Interesting production credit on the back here, Greg. Phil Manzanero from Roxy Music, and Youth, who was involved with Killing Joke and in Killing Joke, of course, and David Gilmour. So co-produced by those 3 guys. Very cool. And this is sealed. Wow, it's really nice. It looks like it contains a 16-page booklet. I'll open that later and get into that. What the hell? I'm going to open it right now. I can't wait. Saturday. I don't have to be patient. Digging right in here. Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, so like CD, it's got the nice bound cover, just like a real book. And that's cardboard. I know you can't reach out and touch it, but yeah, and there's just a sample right there on the inside. It's nice photos. There's Rick Wright up there on the keyboards. Yeah, Nick Mason down there on the drums. And there's the great David Gilmour in the back. Beautiful, Greg, beautiful. Rusted Root right there. Oh, so we happen to be right here near the R's with my CDs. Yeah, oh, what do you know? Right there. I saw this tour of Rusted Root. Yes, I did. In Syracuse, New York, around that time that came out. I was living in Eastern Ontario at the time, and this was around 1994. So that's about like a 2-hour car ride south in the Thousand Islands area where I was living, near my hometown. I saw Rusted Root. Great, wild percussion section. Beyond that album, I kind of checked out, but I'm going to check back in and see what's going on here. Oh, hold on here. I think we have a special guest. Colton, door's open, bud. Come on in. All right. Anyway, Rusted Root. Thank you, Greg. GRP. I don't know this. Oh, it's jazz. So, yeah, Michael Brecker, Chick Corea. Looks like some sort of a collective here. Yeah, it's a GRP All-Star Band. I don't know what the GRP acronym stands for. Let's see if we can find out. No, just GRP All-Star Band, blah, blah, blah. 10 tracks on here, but what a lineup of talent. Yes, that looks to be excellent. So yeah, I like a lot of jazz, as does Greg. Shout out to our mutual friend, Pat Metheny. Greg, one of my favorite guitarists, and I know you like him too. GRP All-Star Band. All right, and then that, and then, God, there's more in here. Let's see, there's even a letter in here. Let's open this scroll. Let's unscroll this letter, right? What do we got here? Ah, yes. Mike, as promised, here's the Double Floyd Endless River. I have the vinyl, and you are welcome to discover this release on me. It reminds me of the metal era, which is, I think, one of the things I thought of too when I first saw it. The songs were part of the Division Bell release, and from what I understand, it was posthumously released to honor Richard Wright, the keyboard player, after his passing. You inspired me with your Zappa gifts. To add some extra music to this, the Marley set and the second disc are ones I think you would appreciate more than I do. A little good jazz CD to add also, which I just discussed. And that Rusted Root, it's actually a double live set. Oh yeah. And they're actually from Pittsburgh. I did not know that either, but I did see them, Greg, a long time ago, like I said, in '94. Thank you for that. And whenever I get something like that, I always keep those letters. So that's really awesome. So thank you for that. For this last section here. I think this is where I'm going to find that reggae buried in here. Oh, yeah. Colton's just down here looking up saying, what is going on? You woke me up from my nap. I'm only getting 18 hours of sleep a day, Mike. Why do you wake me up on a Saturday like this? Oh, my God. This is, oh, wow. Colton, play with that bubble wrap, bud. We're all winning here today. This is the Songs of Freedom. I have seen this before. This is a 4-disc set. I mean, Greg, not that you need to send me anything, but this would have been sufficient, man. This is just all killer, no filler. I'm a Marley completist. I have all the studio albums and any of the live stuff he did, even that Legend compilation, but I do not have this. And I will be looking forward to this because I still listen to a lot of CDs because I have a ton. As you can see, I have them all around my walls here, along with all my albums. Beautiful book. I mean, just fantastic. In his younger days, there was some of the guys here. That's his wife, Rita. Looks like she's written a dedication on the inside of this box set. That's really amazing. Lots of cool. There's some shots, family photo. Just beautiful stuff here. So that is amazing. So again, enter if you dare, the 3 dimensions of music with your host, Greg, over there in Pittsburgh, PA. So yeah, Greg, super, super cool guy. Thank you so much, Greg. That is so awesome. And one more thing. Tomorrow, I'm going to have a fun Sunday fun day. I'm going down to Seekonk, Mass. That's right on the Rhode Island border, just down near Providence, city of Providence, that is. So I'm just going down there rather than hang around. Well, I'll get back by 4 o'clock to watch the Patriots lose again. And Patty and I and some friends are actually going to see the Patriots play the Bills a week from tomorrow. That's going to just be a blowout. It's funny, not to go deep into sports, but you go from a dynasty to a complete, you're circling the drain in the toilet. But there was a lot of good years here, and maybe we'll make a comeback, right? So anyway, I'm going down to the Rock and Roll Collectors Convention here at the Ramada Hotel in Seekonk, Mass. So if you're around the New England area, please look me up. Colton, don't eat that plastic, bud. Nope. Nope. Jesus, Colton. God, it's fired up today. Anyway, folks, hope you're having a good Saturday, whatever you're up to. And again, Thanks to Dustin over at Beatles Dustino. And thank you again, Greg, at 3 Dimensions of Music. 3. Folks, I'll see you next time.